Hey guys, thanks so much for coming back to Chat with Travelinista. I'm Jasmine, the Travelinista behind the Travelinista Travel brand, where we discuss all things travel. Today we're going to be discussing how to make travel a seamless process when going to the airport. And if you're anything like me and you like to kind of not hang around in the airport, you definitely want to tune into this. So, the first travel accelerator that's going to help you to fly through the airport domestically is TSA PreCheck. Now, you can simply find out information on this process by going to tsa.gov, where you're actually going to be led through how to apply for TSA PreCheck. After you finish your application, it's going to give you all this information about locations, which are generally like DMV or MVA locations, where you can go and finish the process and officially apply for TSA PreCheck. It takes them a little while. I can't remember if it's like weeks or months, but it takes a little while. But they'll approve your application. You'll get a TSA PreCheck number that you use every time that you're going to be buying a flight. You enter this number in, and just like that, you're going to not have to stand in what I like to call the commoner line when you go to the airport, and you're going to get in a TSA PreCheck line specifically. And this line is generally shorter, and it's actually just a much better seamless process because if you're like me, you're traveling with all your travel essentials, and so you're not going to want to have to pull your laptop out. You're not going to want to have to pull your Bluetooth speaker out. You're going to want to just get in line, put everything on the conveyor belt, walk through. Oh, also, you're not going to have to walk through the little scanner situation where you put your hands up in the air. Instead, you get to walk through a regular metal detector, and most importantly, what I love the most is that you don't have to take your shoes off, because I don't like to take my shoes off in places that aren't home. So now for the second one, if you're traveling internationally, you're going to want to utilize global entry. Now, global entry is the same concept as TSA PreCheck. However, when you're out of the country and you generally have to stand in those passport lines to come back into the United States, and those lines are generally really long, especially if you're not sitting in the front of the plane, then you're going to want to have global entry, because you're literally going to go to a completely separate line where you literally give them your global entry information, and voila, you're back at home, ready to get back to your bed, if you're me. And the last one that I would recommend as a travel accelerator that I personally use is Clear. And so Clear is going to be an addition to your TSA PreCheck, or Clear can be an addition to your global entry. And when I say in addition, I mean that you're going to, when you get in your TSA PreCheck line, ideally for the fastest way through the airport, through the TSA security, you are going to have your TSA PreCheck and you're going to, or your global entry. And then you're going to also show your Clear Pass, because your Clear Pass is going to get you brought to the very front of the TSA PreCheck line. So, as I said earlier, there's a TSA PreCheck line, there's a commoner line. If you have Clear and TSA PreCheck, you go through the TSA PreCheck line, you show your Clear, and then Clear will take you to the front of that TSA PreCheck line. It can get a little tricky, so rewind it back if you didn't catch it the first time. And what's really most important for me to say, if you are a global traveler, an international traveler, get global entry instead of getting TSA PreCheck and then global entry. There's maybe like a $25, $30 difference between TSA PreCheck, which is only usable in domestic places. And so TSA PreCheck is maybe $80, $85, whereas global entry gives you the same access that TSA PreCheck gives you. So now you can travel domestically and get bumped to the front of the line, and you can travel globally, get bumped to the front of the line, or a different line completely, actually. And you do not want to buy these separately, or you don't want to just buy TSA PreCheck and not buy global entry, because global entry includes TSA PreCheck, and there's only about a $25 difference. TSA PreCheck, about $80, $85, global entry, $100. But here's a little cheat code. Come a little closer. If you want to try out Clear and you don't want to pay for the fee initially, you just want to test it out, they have about a 7 to 10 day trial that's totally free. Remember to cancel your trial if you don't like it, because you'll end up loving it, because you're going to be charged $300 at the end of that trial. You can either pay $300 for the entire year if you like Clear. If you don't love it, or you do like it and you just want to save a little money and pay month to month, it'll be around like $180 a month, which the math isn't really mathing, so do yearly for $300 if you can. All right, guys, that's it for now. Thank you so much for coming back to Chat with Travelinista, where we discuss all things travel.